Here at the Clemson Botanical Gardens. It's on the edge of the Clemson University. Show you this real quick. It's a huge facility, so it's going to take me a few days to kind of do it. So I'll just do kind of shorter videos instead of a 20-minute video. We'll just do some like 7-minute videos here and there of this as we get a chance to come back and film more of it. It's just beautiful here. Trails everywhere, types of gardens, succulent gardens and rose gardens and all that. This is the Hanover House. You can read that. Happens to be open right now, so we got lucky on that. This is our first time here. And I'll let you come in and read this sign too. So there you got that. Got that. Here's that. Pause and read. Check that out. Take a look at that. And look at those two guys. Look at those paintings from back in the day. There's that, and there's that. There it is. Hard to believe that's freaking 200 years plus old, huh? Kind of looks like a modern house. This is the bathrooms right here. I'm not sure how many sets of bathrooms there are around here, but got men and ladies, they're okay. There's a garden we're gonna walk up to in a little while. Gardens up in that, and there's kind of like these trails that are made of ground up bark, ground up trees. Beautiful here. This is just in an immaculate shape. See the got a crawl space underneath it, and I like this little arch walkway. Not sure if I can film in here, so let me just give you a shot, and I'm going to put it on pause and see if they'll be okay with me filming.
Don't hesitate to ask, okay?
So yeah, we're inside now, and I'll start with pointing out these cool doors. These are the original doors. I guess this originally built in 1730s. And look how thin that door is. It's hard to see with the light, but it's only a little thin here. I can show you this one. And these are the original doors. That might be the original mechanism there, but they put a new lock in it, obviously. Hopefully you can see that. It's kind of backlit. And they got a second story all the way up. Real tall ceilings here, like at least 10 foot, if not 12. Look like 12-foot ceilings. And this floor is the original floor. It's called Black Cypress. And pretty cool. So I'm not going to, there's a lot of like dialogue and writings on a lot of different plaques around here, and I'm not going to show you all that because it would take forever. So I'm just going to do a general thing, and if you want to look it up, you can just look this up online. And look at this old antique stuff. It's all great. Look it up online. It might be at Clemson University, might have information about this. So check that out too. Look at that, for grinding up flour or something else. Here's probably when they moved it here. I'll just do a quick one through this. Probably the dismantling of the house. It was, I guess, originally on a basement, but they didn't move the basement over. And they wanted to build it all out of rock originally, I guess, but they decided to, once they built the foundation with the original basement and the chimneys, they kind of gave up on the rock idea. They were running out of time, so then they sped up and they built the whole houses out of this black cypress because it's, it won't, oh, here we go. It won't rot. And it's resistant to bugs and all that stuff. Kind of like, you know, the redwoods, the cedar, the sequoias. They're totally resistant. This is how thick the doors are, real thin. The cedar redwoods are all, the sequoia redwoods are all resistant to bugs and fire and all that. So here's the hallway. There's Truly. Ooh, she's looking at stuff over there. And we're gonna go upstairs because, or let me go, we'll go in here. I just don't want to film the other people. So hang on a second.
Their son Henry.
So we can go in this room right here. Check this out. That's the original windows. You can see that the glass in these windows is that it warps. It's like not as good as glass as they make now. I can't remember the name of that stuff. But there's one of the fireplaces right there. A lot of great antique furniture, and they've really set it up as to how you would have lived back in the 1750s, 1770s, 1780s. You know? One room, two different worlds. Very beautiful. Let's go upstairs for a second, and then I'll show you this main room when we come back down. All right, upstairs here now. And as you can see in the beginning of the video, it's kind of a barn-style house. There's a lot of information to read. Sorry, I'm not going to pause on all this stuff, but you can see these barn-style roof here. We're upstairs. The Willard bedroom. If you look it up online, you probably get all the information on that. And once again, look how big the plank wood is on the walls here. Each plank is just huge. About 20 inches, 16-inch width. There's another bedroom. This one had a fireplace. It's called the Clemson bedroom, I guess they're calling it. I don't know anybody that names their bedroom, so I'm sure that they came up with these names themselves. That's kind of cool. Let's see that it's a little claustrophobic with the leaning ceilings, but here's the master bedroom. And this gets the full width of the house. It's got the raw wood instead of being painted in here. Look at that. So you can see a good example of the wood here. This is beautiful wood. And remember, it's 200, 300, 250 years old, basically. Almost 300 years old. Hold on a minute. 320 years old. Oh, old chandelier. I know they didn't have electricity back then. So, and even though we're outside of Anderson, which is the first electric city in the United States, the first fully electric city in the United States, maybe even the world. So they retrofitted it. Okay, let's go down and take a look at the main room here. All right, back downstairs. This is the room I just showed you a minute ago. Here, and this is the main room. So look at the size of that front door. That is like 1.5 times the size of a normal door. So this is the main sitting room here, I guess, the living room. But if Truly was in here, I could show you the width. But I guess this was a sign of wealth to have a giant front door like that. Here's an example of the construction they did on the house here back in the day. These are not 16 inches off center. These are probably more like 24 inches off center, or even more than that back then. Look at this piano. This thing's got to be worth a fortune too, because it's just really old. But there's the fireplace. And I guess the mantles were a sign of wealth. They said that these mantles were not originally part, and they added them later. The mantle where they have the candle here on it, that was a sign of wealth. So you only had that if you had a lot of money, which is kind of weird. If you're a construction guy, you could just make it yourself. But as you can see, there's a piece of glass here, but you can see the original window is kind of warped, and that's the way the glass was back then. So I'm going to take you out front now and show you the front of the house. Outside now, we're going to walk you around. You can see we started over there. And kind of funny when they just pick a spot like this to move the house to. But I guess it's still on the Clemson University, so it's kind of controlled by the state in a way. But doesn't that just look like pretty much looks like a modern house? Sometimes the designs haven't changed that much. Depends on what you're building, what you're doing. And I ended the video inside at that window right there. So there you go, guys. Pretty cool. Hey, if you like our videos, please hit that subscribe button, that like button. And we'll see you on the next one. Check more Clemson Botanical Gardens. We'll be putting up more videos as we go along. See ya.